Assalamu alaikum. Okay. I'd like to welcome you to Mr. Quick's online video lesson.
Notebooks. Take your notebooks out, please. Thank you. Notebooks. Okay, 10-point deduction. Yeah, because you're talking. She'll be taking your notebooks out. Well, I mean, you know, it's up to you. I mean, you know. I said take your notebooks out. When I say take your notebooks out, that's what I mean. Well, take it out. Let's go. Okay. We need to finish. We have some unfinished business. I know you went to the website this weekend and you saw that you didn't have any selections. That's because we didn't finish our business. That's one reason. The other reason is because everybody got a 0. The assignment. The one I gave you on Thursday. Yeah. Oh. So that's why you got a 0. Ta-da. Okay. Well, next time I would make it my business to find out. It is your responsibilities, your young men and women's. And you have a responsibility to find out what is the homework assignment for that date, whether you're here or not. It doesn't make a difference. So, 0. Well, let's not dwell on the past. Let's dwell on tomorrow night. Homework, you got 2 selections due. It'll be up when you go home. 2 selections you have due. Too much. Hey, it's life. You're going to find out in many instances you're going to have too much. Too much of this, too much of that. That's life. Life is all about too much. Stuff costs too much. Things way too much. You know, too much everything. But that's the way it is. That's life. That's life. The SAT, you got to make too much on it, right? So you got to make too much on it. But what do? You call up SAT and say, that's too much. No, you can't call them up. So don't call me up. It's a joke. Okay. Yes, we had. This is the last selection that we had to read, and I hope you read, because we're going to do it today. Put my desk back, please. Oh, okay, no problem. Don't want any points? Oh, okay. Bring yourself to my... Okay, here we go. Week 6. What's the name of the selection? Mama. Come on, I mean, you know, that's like basics. What's the name of the selection? Come on. Hafsa, what's the name of the selection? Okay, there we go. All right, come on now. Now it's time for point deduction time. Here we go. Here are the questions: the what, the whys, the wheres, the whens, the hows, and all that stuff right there. Who is the author? Oh, that's it. Okay. Who's the author? Oh, okay. Okay. What's the focus? It's the focus. Focus. Yeah. Huh? Hold up. No. I tell you what. 3 strikes and you're out. That's 1. I'm going to ask 3 questions. If I'm going to ask 3 questions, that's 1. I'm going to ask 2 more. After that, then we got to do things the hard way. So here we go. That's 1. Okay. Oh, that's a good one. When did the story take place? Yes, sir. That's 2. Boy, that's too late. Let's see. I tell you what, let's move along here. Oh, background information. It's always good. Ahmed. My My man, Ahmed. Give me some background information. Too late. There we go. Pop quiz. 15 minutes. Let's go. You choose one from D and do E. 15 minutes. Let's go. It's worth 100 points. Let me get your timer up there so you know what's going on as far as your timer goes. And there you go. Let's get busy. One. % of your semester grade deduction. Come on in. Hope your talk was not. You have 4 minutes to do this test. Wow, it's not a test this year. Okay, here we go. Okay, all right, here we go. Background information. I think nobody gave me any background information. How about you? You want some background information? Muhammad. Voting rights. That's good enough for me. Liban. Fighting for racial justice. Norhan. You didn't read the selection. You don't like reading? You don't like reading? You have to read on the SAT. You don't like reading? You like reading? Well, you got to read the select. Miss Nada. Aya. Okay. All right. There we go, Miss. Well, oh, don't worry about it. Here we go. Who are the authors, Miss Aya? Norhan. Malcolm and Martin. This was a really easy one. Easy selection. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr. And of course, give me some information about the authors. Muhammad. Information about the. You never heard of these people before? Never heard of these people before? What? Yeah. All right. Take what I can get. I accept that. Miss Nada. Aya. Nothing. Hafsa? Okay, that's enough. Here we go. Moving right along. Man, y'all need to come with that. The focus. What's the focus? Huh? Historical contexts. That is the focus. Here it is. Historical context is one way to increase your understanding of literary works is to relate it to its historical context. All literary works have historical context. The time and period that the story takes place, the time period that was written, the influences that that time period, put on. Okay, here we go. Are the social conditions that influence its creation. As you read these selections, apply what you know about the crusade for racial justice. And it's kind of ironic that that is a part of our video series that we started. Very interesting. How does the focus relate to the selection? The focus is historical context, and we want to deal with that. Let's start with Mr. Martin Luther King. Okay, well, interesting. That was a famous Mr. Martin Luther King. And now we want to try to figure out, well, what's all that about? What is his goal in life? You know, we all when you like that, you got goals. What is he trying to teach folks? What was that about? Okay, so let's talk about it. Here we go. All right, this is from our selection. This is Martin Luther King here. And let's read it here. A second way that oppressed people sometimes deal with oppression is to resort to physical violence and corroding hatred. Violence often brings about momentary results. Nations have frequently won their independence in battle, but in spite of temporary victories, violence never brings permanent peace. It solves no social problem. It merely creates a new and more complicated one. Okay, violence as a way of achieving racial justice is both impractical and immoral. It is impractical because it is a descending spiral ending in destruction for all. The old law, an eye for an eye, leaves everybody blind. It is immoral because it seeks to humiliate the opponent rather than win his understanding. It seeks to annihilate rather than to convert. Violence is immoral because it thrives on hatred rather than love. It destroys community and makes brotherhood impossible. It leaves society in monologue rather than dialogue. Violence ends by defeating itself. It creates bitterness in the survivors and brutality in the destroyers. A voice echoes through time saying to every potential Peter, put up your sword. History is cluttered with the wreckage of nations that failed to follow his command. Okay, all right. Yes, right? So when the robber comes into your home to steal your belongings, do not fight him. Hug him and love him. And show him that peace is the way, and you will overcome his violent transgressions. Yes, right? Okay, so, all right, very interesting historical context is what we're talking about. We won't get into the in particulars of what he's talking about because we all agree that love is the way. At any rate, what is the historical context here? What was he talking about? Why did he even say this? What was going on during that time? Yes. Yes, ma'am.
White people and
Yeah.
dark people
Yeah.
fighting against each other.
Yeah.
And
Okay. And okay.
dark people, they didn't get all their rights.
Yeah.
And they weren't allowed in some places. And
Yeah.
They didn't have any rights.
Okay.
Unlike white people, they can do anything they want. They can go wherever they want.
Okay.
No, they can't go where dark people are. Like there were places for dark people.
So why is he talking about, non-violence? Well, who was being non-violent? The white folks was being non-violent? The black folks was being non-violent? Well, who was being violent?
Black people are being violent.
Uh-huh.
They wanted their rights.
Okay, all right, and the white folks was being non-violent.
No, they were attacking everyone.
Oh, so it was a war. It was a war.
Yes.
Okay, this is Russia, right? We're talking about Russia? South America? South America, okay, all right. Well, Chavez is, yes, South America. You agree? This is in South America, right? Yes? South America? They said South America. What do you say? America. What's the difference? Is it a difference? Huh? Oh, the United States. Oh, so it's not in Brazil or Colombia. Oh, okay. All right. Very, very interesting there. I think we're going to have to stop here because we don't have enough time to go in. But I think if we're just looking for something in general, then we might want to put that in our notes. Yes. I mean, you don't have to. I don't want you to feel like you have to do anything. It's all about choice and love. Okay. All right. So let's get busy. Let's go back to where we were yesterday and get this party started. Get the party started. Everybody likes a party. Don't you like parties, Norhan? You're not the party type? What? You don't go hanging out at the party? How about you, Hafsa? You don't go to parties? Huh? You don't go to parties? Here we go. This is where we were yesterday. And want me to read it again? Okay, I'll read it again. No problem. Huh? No, we can read it again so we can refresh our memories. Here we go. Again. Okay. A second way that oppressed people sometimes deal with oppression is we need to take notes now. No hand. Notes. Is to resort to physical violence and corroding hatred. Violence often brings about momentary results. Nations have frequently won their independence in battle, but in spite of temporary victories, violence never brings permanent peace. It solves no social problem. It merely creates new and more complicated ones. Violence as a way of achieving racial justice is both impractical and immoral. It is impractical because it is a descending spiral ending in destruction for all. The old law, an eye for an eye, leaves everybody blind. It is immoral because it seeks to humiliate the opponent rather than win his understanding. It seeks to annihilate rather than to convert. Violence is immoral because it thrives on hatred rather than love. It destroys community and makes brotherhood impossible. Follow it. Leave society in monologue rather than dialogue. Violence ends by defeat in the survivors and brutality in the destroyers. A voice echoes through time saying in every potential Peter, put up your sword. History is cluttered with the wreckage of nations that failed to follow this command. Love is what we're talking about. Nonviolence, right? And I used the example yesterday when the robber comes into your house to take your belongings. Instead of fighting him, you should hug him. Let him know that, that peace and love can overcome his hatred. See? Right, Ms. Noyan? See? And that way, not only will you educate him, but you'll come. The situation will end in a peaceful way. See what I'm saying? Right? And that's called non-violent resistance. And yesterday we decided that in general, because what is the focus? Or what was the focus? And why was he talking about this anyway? What was the whole reason that he's even talking about that? Oppression. But why? I mean, historically, what was going on during that time? That's the focus. What was the historical context in which this was in? It was the American Revolution? Well, when was it? What was going on? World War II? So what was going on? Yes. The war between whites and blacks, the big racial war of when? When was that? 1950s something, 60s, 50s, around them times. Okay, all right, well, good enough for me. Here it is. Here we can easily see Martin's disagreement with using any type of violence as a way to bring about justice or racial justice. Yes? Well, that's what we talked about yesterday. Let's look at a different, side. Today we can look at a different side. We need to take notes.
Comment about all those things you just mentioned.
Okay, all right. So we had a chance to hear from Mr. Malcolm X. The coin, as far as the whole races, whatever thing. Yeah, that's Malcolm X, right? He's outside. It was outside too. You see it outside, huh? Yeah, that was what's her name? What's her name? I forgot her name. She did that. What was her name? What was her name? Yeah, wait a minute. What was her name? Hind. You remember Miss Hind? 12th grade. Yeah. She did that outside. Okay, at any rate. Here we go. Speaking of projects, this class has an opportunity for a bonus project. Yeah. About this. About their disagreement. You might want to write it down. Oh man, you don't have to. I mean, it's up to you. You have to make a project. Poster project. See. Mean I have to look at it and go, nice. If I don't look at it and go, nice, you might not get anything. So it has to be fancy. Okay. You want to know what it is now? Okay. Well. Why don't you let me forget? Okay. Yes. It has to be about their disagreement. You had two men who didn't see eye to eye on a particular subject. And in the project, you have to make their disagreements known to whoever's going to be looking at the project. So they understand who believed what, who didn't believe that, and where their disagreement came together, and where their disagreement separated the most. And, try, you don't have to be biased in your project by, portraying one person as being right and other as being wrong. That's up to you. But you do have to show both sides. They represent both sides of an argument. You have to show both sides of their argument. Okay? All right? You got that? It's up to you. You got 2 weeks. Not, what's today? Today's Monday? Not this Monday, but next Monday. Don't be looking like you bored. You bored? You bored?
What?
Okay, don't look like you bored here. Not this Monday. Well, not this Monday. Not next Monday. Yeah, but the next Monday. At least by then. Okay. 2 weeks. I don't want no junk now. Don't come in here with something you did in 5 minutes, okay? I'm telling you, you're just going to waste your time. I take it from you, but, I'm telling you, don't do that. Okay. I got some more examples of projects I like, but I couldn't put them up. Nope. Individual. It's not fair to do it in groups. Here we go. Malcolm X. And this normal procedure, because right here in New York City, you have vigilante committees that have been set up by where the community is endangered and the law can't do anything about it. So, and even their lives at stake. So, but the fear seems to come into existence. Only says Negroes should form vigilante committees to protect their lives and their property. What does vigilante mean, Miss Norhan? Oh, you didn't read this? What does vigilante mean? So let me get this straight. I'm just trying to figure something out. Can I have a figure? Okay, let me get this straight. You're in the 11th grade, right? Right. You got to take the SAT, right? No. And you read something, right? And you came across a word that you didn't know. And you didn't write it down and look it up. Just curious. Just curious. I'm just asking a question. Is that what happened? The 11th grade. You're in the 11th grade. Let's just, you know what? Let's take a pause. We're going to pause for the cause. Here's a pause for the cause. La da dee da da. I want to show you something. La da da dee dee da da. Nah, this ain't a pause to start talking. Actually, this is not a time to talk at all. This is a pause for a very important cause that I want you to pay close attention to, and I want you to ponder upon, especially when you like go home and you're relaxing and you're thinking about stuff. I want you to think about what I'm about to say, because 11th graders, well, yeah, you need to think about this. Okay, where is it? Okay, here we go. So I want you to think about this. All right. So here we go. Okay, here it is. I found it. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Then here, I guess you can't see that, can you? I'll make it a little bigger for you so you can see it. Let's see what we're looking at. Okay, here we go. I know we can see that. Okay, here we go. We're looking at some numbers. Does anyone know what kind of numbers we're looking at? Where the numbers come from? Well, let me tell you. These are SAT numbers, SAT scores. So let's take a sneaky peek at the SAT scores, because actually right now you're sitting inside the most important class at the school. Why? Because in order to get to university, you have to get past SAT 1. You can't even take SAT 2 without SAT 1. So listen to this. Let's do the numbers. You good at math? I'm good at math. The SAT, possible 2,400 points. So let's add it up. 3 sections: critical reading, math, writing, 800 points apiece. I don't teach math, critical reading, and writing. So let's calculate up how many possible points you get out of this class. 1,600. Making this class the most important class at the school. 16 possible 100 points. Because if you're a math genius, you'll get 800. You still can't get past that with 800. You still need about 500 more points. So, making this the most important class. Because if you don't get past these two, you don't get past the SAT. And, the snowball effect. So you can play in here if you want to. You cannot take my advice, because I gave you this advice last year about vocabulary words. We watched the specialist guy who's been teaching SAT for like 20 years, the PhD guy who was telling you, saying the one way that you can increase the score on the SAT is knowing vocabulary. Remember, he told you that? It's a 4-part vocabulary video, SAT vocabulary video, where he gives you advice about vocabulary for the SAT. Have you looked at it yet? Have you seen the video yet? You saw all 4 of those videos? Why not? Did you go to the SAT self-prep section of our website? Did you download the SAT program that I have there and install it on your computer so you can prepare for the SAT? You're not going to university? You going to university? Oh, well, okay. I'll just ask it. You going to university? Hopefully. Well, if you're not going to university, it's no big deal. It's nothing to talk about. But everybody going to university? Everybody going to university? What university is that? Well, who's going to? Well, I don't know. Maybe you can go to Navigation Academy. I don't know. But most parents don't want their children to go to Navigation Academy. I mean, that's just the reality. So let's get back to the point. The point is, you need it. Yeah. Nobody's going to go to that school. So let's finish that, okay? Here we go. So here we go. This particular student took the SAT 3 times. This represents 3 times. And on the last time, based on the fact that you can add the highest score from each, they squeaked by. Squeaked by. Because when you add the highest scores. Add the highest scores. And they squeak by. If that's how you want to do it, it's completely up to you. If that's what you want to do. Spend the next 2 years getting ulcers about the SAT. It's completely up to you. Maybe you will squeak by too. Maybe. I don't know. But if you notice, because the person was not taking the SAT based on knowledge, look what happened the first time they took SAT to the second time they took SAT. Look at that. They actually decreased. You see that? And it happens every time. From guessing. That came from guessing. When you go to the SAT tutor and they teach you the guessing game, that's what happens. When you take SAT the second time, you get lower, and you go like, what? And you take it again, and you kind of get where you're supposed to be. But I bet if you take it again, I bet you get lower than that. That's it. That's the game. That's the game. That's the guessing game. So if you don't want to play the guessing game, then let me explain to you what you should do. So just, like look up there. Okay? Let me explain to you what you should do. Because the guessing game is not, foolproof, So let's look at the breakdown of this. Okay, here's I guess you can't see that. Okay. All right, here we go. So let's look at the breakdown. And with Mr. Quick, you can see that. With Mr. Quick, yeah, you can. Come on. Here it is, Mr. Quick been trying to do. First and second quarter. This is just the writing section of the SAT. First quarter, I went over improving sentences and identifying sentence errors. You remember? Yeah, of course. We've been doing. You weren't here. You were here last year. Yeah, you did. And sentence structure, how to write a sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, compound. Come on now. We've been doing that for months now. Improving paragraphs, how to write a paragraph, and how to write an essay. Oh, I forgot this class. But we went over there, right? We went over that, right? That's the writing section of the SAT. That's it. What do you think? I was just like having you to cover stuff that didn't have anything to do with anything. I took you straight out the SAT. And then the essay, and this student, because I noticed this student tried to tell me a million times about the essay. That's why they got a 6. 6 out of 12. You tell me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And this person is in the 12th grade. I mean, so come on. I mean, so, like I said, you can play if you want to. Don't take my advice. You ain't got to take my advice. Who am I? I don't know nothing. Who am I? So completely up to you. Completely up to you. So now let's look at something that may be relevant to you. Let's look at a student who actually took my advice, who decided that they, let's see if Mr. Quick know what he's talking about. Let's take Mr. Quick's advice and let's focus on some things Mr. Quick told us to focus on. And let's see. The first time they took the SAT, which I told them not to, that score they got, okay. The second time they took the SAT, they never have to look at it again. Add it up. They never have to look at it again unless they want to go, I don't know, unless they want to get a scholarship somewhere, go to America, somewhere like that. That's it. It's over for them. That's right on the nose, 1440, right? My math ain't that good. That's 1440, right? Yeah, there it is. Bingo. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? So, this student, wait, hello? This student is in the 12th grade, right? Nope. 11th grade. So, well, I mean, it's all up to y'all. I mean, it's all up to you. You can, maybe you think, Mr. Quick, no, you're talking about, and so forth and so on. So, I mean, it's up to you. So let's get back to B's notes, the whole reason I even did that. Let's go back to our word. Vigilante. Could someone tell me what vigilante means? Raise your hand. That is an 11th grade SAT word. I hope you know. That is an 11th grade word. Vigilante. All of you read this and didn't look the word up. So what is it? What is a vigilante committee? He mentioned it twice. How can you read something and see the word twice, well, you don't even know what he's talking about. You lost. You completely lost what he's talking about. Completely, if you don't know what that word means. Because you can't. You know what? You can't tell from the context. You still lost. Somebody tell me. Raise your hand. Yes. Just say it again. Yes, that's what vigilante means. You knew that, right, Hafsa? You didn't read the selection? So, you ain't know what he was talking about. Just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about people who take the law into their own hands. And he starts out talking about the whites who does that, to protect their communities from criminals. But no one has a problem with a group like that until that group happens to be black folks, and they start taking the law, and then the people say, oh no, you shouldn't do that. So that's what he's talking about. So he missed the whole point. That's okay. SAT. Okay, I'm not advocating the breaking of any laws. Okay? But I say that our people will never be respected as human beings until we react as other normal, intelligent human beings by people who do. And this country came into existence by people who were tired of tyranny and oppression and exploitation and the brutality that was being inflicted upon them by the powers higher than they. What is he talking about? We went over this just like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. What is he talking about right here? He said in this country, and this country came into existence by people who were tired of tyranny and oppression and exploitation. Nope. Yes. Virginia Convention. Remember Patrick Henry? We're trying to get the people to rise up against the British. What are you talking about? Come on. Come on. You got to pull things together. Okay, here they are. Actually, that's a good example of illusion, right? Illusion. Oh, man. Wow. Okay. Illusion, right? That was the focus of Patrick Henry's speech in the Virginia Convention. Let me finish. Don't worry about it, Hofstra. Figure it out later. Okay. And that's when illusion. That's when you mention something, an event that everyone knows about it without actually saying the name of the event or the thing, right? Muhammad? Okay. All right, let me continue on. Stupid Mr. Quick. That was being inflicted upon them by powers higher than they. And I think that it is only fair to expect us sooner or later to do likewise. Meaning that, so he's giving a warning. What's the warning he's giving at the end? What's the warning he's giving? He alluded to something without mentioning it, because he didn't want to mention the name, because he's trying to avoid saying a word. I tell you what, I give you 100 points if you can tell me what word he's trying to avoid saying, because he doesn't want in the big newspapers that he's what word is he trying to avoid saying by using illusion, alluding to this event that we talked about a few weeks ago? What word? 100 points. Come on, use your brain. This is where you use your brain at. That's why you're here. Yes. Not quite. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. No, don't tell her. No hints. Nobody giving you hints. Come on. I want it straight from your brain. Brain power. Let's go. 100 points. 15 seconds. That's how they do in the game show. Revolution. He couldn't say the American Revolution. He couldn't say, you remember the American Revolution when America went against the British? He couldn't say. And at the end, he says, now look, and I think it is only fair to expect sooner or later to do likewise. Talking about the black folks. Do what? Revolution. So that's why he didn't want to mention the word. So he used illusion to make you remember about the American Revolution. And then he tell you at the end, okay, keep tripping. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, there you go. Bataille. So, can we honestly say that he agrees with Martin Luther King? No. Okay. Historical context. This is easy. How does the focus relate to this here? Just tell us the historical context. Because this was like 20 years later, right? This was like after Martin Luther King died, right? Well, wait, relax. Right? No? When was it? They were both alive at the same time? I'm just wondering, I'm just asking. Were they alive at the same time? There you go. Whew. And what time period was that? 50s? And what was the context? What was going on during that time? Fight. Okay, that's fight, war. What was the word? What did they call it? Huh? Okay, yeah, but there was something else that they called it. Something rights struggle. Not racial right. Civil rights are human rights struggle. Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, brain power. Now here we go. Okay, Malcolm X explains that the use of violence to bring about justice is a normal reaction of human body. Huh?
Which is right.
So you mean that the robber comes in your house and you fight him?
Yeah.
What?
Of course not.
After what Martin Luther King said, you're still gonna fight the guy? That's violence.
It's a normal reaction of human beings.
But that's violence. We about peace.
So you're trying to tell me if someone comes against you, you're still going,
I
love you?
I'm a peaceful man. I don't advocate any type of violence. Any type of violence. This is all about
So
peace.
Martin Luther King?
Martin, he's a man of peace. I'm a man of peace.
I agree.
Okay, here we go. I see I didn't change anybody's mind. Okay, let's get back to B's nose. Here we go. Words in context. And these are the words that you should know from this selection. Come on, 11th graders who are hungry for vocabulary words, starving for the opportunity to learn new vocabulary words. Yes, begging Mr. Quick to give you like quizzes and tests and other different assignments using vocabulary words. I hear you. You can stop crying. Don't worry. Soon, very soon. Okay, immoral, spiral, practical, humiliate, vigilante, advocating, exploitation. You should know these words as 11th graders because this selection came out of an 11th grade literature book. They wouldn't put the stuff in there if they didn't think you're supposed to know it. Right? Okay. 2 words I need. Definition. Just any 2. See, I'm being a nice guy. Any 2. Choose them. Okay. What's that mean? Okay. Give me another word. Tell me about what does it mean? Explain. Tell me what does it mean? Okay, take practical. What does it mean? Practicing. No, I don't know about that one. Mom, give me 2 words. Well, you can't use vigilante. What does it mean? And what does that mean? Come on, I mean, you just used the word. Okay, tell me, what does it mean to you? You can describe it. You don't have to give me like a definition. Describe what it is. I don't know, however you describe it. Give me an example of being humiliated. Anything. Okay, try it. Yes.
Like, for example, when someone makes fun of someone else or someone picks on someone else.
Okay, I can accept that. Another word. does it mean? See, this is, doing stuff like this lets you know that, okay, you know the word, you heard the word before, you've even seen the word a couple of times. That doesn't necessarily mean that you understand what it means. So just because you see a word, you have to be honest with yourself, because it's going to be you in the test. You got to be honest with yourself. Do I really know that word? How about if you get a question, what does the author mean when he uses humiliate in line 24? I mean, what you going to do? How you going to answer it? You don't answer those questions. Well, I mean, hey, anybody begging you? But, yeah, but still, but if you learn vocabulary, then you can answer those considerably hard questions and get considerably more points. It's up to y'all. Y'all can do what your tutor tell you to do and hear the tricks of the trade, how to guess and what not to guess and what not to answer, what to answer. It's up to you. But that's why you're gonna keep taking it about 1,000,000 times. It's up to you. I can't see taking that test more than once. Yeah, how many hours is it? About 8 hours? What? 4 is good? If it's 30 minutes, it's not okay. Here we go. Why was the selection written? Let me do the hard ones for you to show the different points of view. Oh, I thought I had more than one. Okay, give me another one.
Why was it written?
Yeah, why was it written? Excellent. Okay, why was it written? We run out of time. Why was it written? Excellent. Okay, here we go. Can't say I didn't do it. All right. Think critically. I'm going to call on somebody. I like number... let me get an easy one. I like number 3. So that's too long. Okay, let's do number 3. Here it is. Listen to the question. Malcolm X compares the oppression of African Americans with that of American colonialists under King George. We know all about this. Okay? He believes that it is only fair to expect African Americans to react to tyranny as the revolutionaries did. Do you agree? Okay, do you agree? Okay, I want a more, philosophical answer to the yes. Okay. Okay. Anybody else want to add? Okay, good. I got one for you, Hafsa. Here you go. Up here. Let's go back up to connect your literature. What do you think? It's really no right or wrong answer to this. What is your response to the ideas Malcolm X expresses in this interview? What is your response to the ideas he expresses in this interview? Wait. Share your first thoughts. Well, in a small group. I decided it because it's a small group. Okay.
It was traditional
Mm-hmm.
that if they don't stop treating black people,
Mm-hmm.
there won't be no
Okay. All right. Right. Yeah. His famous quote is "By any means necessary." That's his famous quote. The one that everybody knows him by is "By any means necessary." And that kind of explains. She kind of explained that. But okay, we try this, peace, non-violent stuff, but that ain't the only way. So you can take it that way, or you can take it the other way. And the other way will, by any means necessary. You know what that means. Okay, well, look at that. What is that? Okay. Okay, all right. I like that. Okay, yay, we did it. We have finally completed a solution that was supposed to take 1 day. Okay.
tell you what, a person who believes that this wasn't set up by our own government is an idiot.
So sad. It's the best night ever.